Ladies and gentlemen, gather round! You know, when people talk about the greatest American cars ever made, they usually bring up the usual suspects like the Corvette, the Mustang, or the Dodge Viper. But there's one car that not too many folks know about, and frankly, it deserves its own spotlight. And no, it's not the Batmobile, though it sure looks like it could have been the Batmobile's cousin. I'm talking about the 1958 MacMinn Le Mans Coupe, a car that is as much about vision as it is about engineering. Now, when you think of the legendary Le Mans race, you're probably thinking of European monsters like the Jaguar D-Type or Ferrari's finest. But in the late 50s, an American engineer and car designer named Strother MacMinn thought, why not give this a go? So in his garage, or well, his design studio, he teamed up with John Bond, the founder of Road and Track, and started building a car that could challenge the Europeans at the famous Le Mans race. And did they ever? But here's the kicker. This wasn't some mass-produced machine. No, only 3 of these beauties were ever built. That's right, 3. And each of them led a wild life that we're going to break down in just a second. But first, before I take you on this nostalgic ride through time, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss more car stories like this one. So what made this car so special? Well, this wasn't just about raw power. This was about engineering for speed and efficiency. The Le Mans Coupe was powered by a 283 cubic inch Corvette V8. Yes, a Corvette engine, meaning this baby had about 260 horsepower to play with. It wasn't just about a big engine. It was about creating a car that could slice through the air like a hot knife through butter. MacMinn didn't even have a wind tunnel to test his design, but he pulled it off anyway with a body that was sleek and aerodynamic, inspired by the Le Mans competitors of the time. Technical specs: engine, 283 SI Corvette V8, power, 260 horsepower. Top speed, 170 to 180 miles per hour. Yes, you heard me right. Weight, under 2,000 pounds, making it light and fast. Build time, 20 months, 3,000 hours. And all this tech stuff sounds impressive, right? But it's the history that really gets interesting. You see, only 3 Le Mans Coupes were ever built. One was turned into a drag racer, another got lost in history, and the final one? Well, it ended up abandoned in a Southern California field. Yup, the car, which was designed to challenge the Europeans, was left to rot in a field for decades. Talk about a sad ending for such a cool car. But don't worry, the story doesn't end there. Enter Dennis Kazmerowski. He found the car, the original MacMinn Le Mans Coupe body, just sitting in that field for over 63 years. The body was flimsy. It was so thin that Dennis had to reinforce it with fiberglass just to start working on it. But Dennis wasn't going to let this historic beauty fade into oblivion. In just 20 months and 3,000 hours of work, he restored the car to its former glory. And trust me, folks, it's a sight to behold. Now, when we look at the final product, you might think, hey, this is just another 50s sports car. But no, the MacMinn Le Mans Coupe is truly one of a kind. With its restoration completed, it was even invited to the prestigious 2023 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, where it was showcased in all its glory. It was even featured on Jay Leno's Garage. I mean, this car was the real deal, folks. Here's the twist, though. You'd think that a car like this would be priced like a spaceship, right? But no, the current restoration of the MacMinn Le Mans Coupe used mostly period-correct parts to keep things authentic and affordable. Still, it's a rare beauty. Want one? Well, I hope you've got some deep pockets. You can check out the official product page in the description for more details and to drool over its stunning restoration photos. But folks, before we wrap up, let's not forget the real fun here. This car, like the American dream itself, had a rough start and a long journey. From being abandoned in a field to starring at the Pebble Beach Concours, the MacMinn Le Mans Coupe sure knows how to make a comeback. And hey, if you want to make sure the channel stays alive and kicking for stories like this, you can sponsor us for just $1. I promise it's not much, though if it's that much, I'll consider sending you a thank you note written in hot sauce. Just kidding. The sponsor link is in the description. Remember, folks, the link to the official site is right there in the description. And if you're not subscribed yet, What are you waiting for? Let's keep this cool car talk going. Stay tuned and keep those engines running.